Yeah, thanks very much.
Okay, see you next time. Thank you.
You bet.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Okay, this is the summary report. This is not the actual report. This is just the high stuff that we're talking about right now.
The highlights.
The highlights. Highlight reel.
Absolutely. Overall impressions, very good shape. Very nice home. Inman, who's the builder of the house here, I've done a lot of Inman homes, and they're definitely known for their quality and craftsmanship and workmanship. They did a real nice job with this one. This one's been very well maintained too. Okay, just starting from the outside and working our way in. The roof overall is in good shape. The homeowner did mention to me that they did have a leak previously that was disclosed in the seller's disclosure over the dining room. Consequently, that's why we have a patch in that area. Obviously, I can't verify the repair because I can't see underneath the tiles, but based upon what I'm seeing on just the outer portions, everything looks to be in good shape.
So they already repaired?
Already repaired, yes, yes ma'am. Now some of the tiles on the ends of the roof around the perimeter, most notably along this side of the house, or the east end, and then kind of on the north end, some of the tiles are missing the bird stops. Those are the end pieces that go underneath the tiles to prevent birds from nesting underneath there. It's important that those are reinstalled, and I'll make that recommendation in the report. The roof does need just some very minor resealing around some of the pipes and penetrations and skylights. Standard maintenance, as we would typically
Standard maintenance, yeah.
Absolutely. On some of the skylights too, you'll notice if someone were ever to go up there, that there's a little bit of dirt and condensation in between the domes of the skylights. Again, that's very common. What causes that is the undersides of the skylights are left open intentionally to allow water to escape through, but because of the high winds like what we have today, you get fine granules of sand that get underneath and in between the domes. It's more of a cosmetic condition, but we just
Can that be rinsed out? No, that's it.
I mean, you can replace the skylight, but that's probably going to happen again for you. So most people tend just to leave it alone as is. Okay. The stucco has been painted or color coded. Overall, I did a real nice job with it. There's some minor hairline cracks around the structure, which are common and typical, none of which I would recommend repair at this time. As the evaporative cooler duct goes through the side wall of the home, I'm just going to recommend resealing around that. And then they've patched a small section of the stucco near the swamp cooler, near the hose bib. That's soft and spongy, and I'm going to recommend repairs to that as well. Okay. As with any painted or color-coded surface on the exterior, it can be prone to flaking off or peeling over a period of time. So if that's the case, minor cosmetic touch-ups can be done as needed. Okay. Now the grate at the front left corner of the house here, as you're facing the home, obviously from the street, you'll notice has a slight negative slope towards the house, and that's because they built up a berm more as a decorative issue with that area, just to allow for, again, a little bit of depth to the yard. Consequently, that area may hold a little bit of water after real heavy rains. Arnie, the duct inspector, if he saw anything, I'm not sure if he saw anything at that area, but if not, I think that's a real good sign. Okay.
Yeah.
Gutters and downspouts are always a good investment with any home. That's what I would consider to be an upgrade to the house. Definitely not a requirement, but if she's looking at ways to invest money back into the home, always a good idea. Okay. Garage door openers, all three of them were functional, working good, working fine. One of them, the center one is newer. That one is outfitted with the electronic eye sensors at the bottom of the door, which were operational. The two outer doors have the resistance features on both the doors. Everything was functional there, working fine, no issues, no problems. Okay. Some of the concrete surfaces at the exterior of the house, the patios, the walkways, and then also the garage floor, you'll notice that there's some fine hairline cracks to the concrete. Again, common and typical, nothing that's out of the ordinary. I did notice that on the front entry, the double doors coming into the house there, the bottoms of the doors, they just don't have a tight seal when they're closed. Some added weather stripping will take care of that. Now on the windows themselves, these are the original windows, so 1988, they're older windows. Some of the locking mechanisms were a bit difficult to engage, and that may just be from lack of use and sand that's built up in the tracks. More frequent operation, obviously, and then cleaning will help take care of that. But I did notice that it looks like some of the windows have been taped at one time or another at the interior of the windows. Okay. Generally speaking, when people apply that tape on the windows, it's because they find them to be drafty, which, again, given the type of window that we have, which is aluminum, and I believe the manufacturer on these were a Lenco, if I'm not mistaken, it's not necessarily a surprise to me. These are, even though Inman built a very nice house, these are older windows, and they weren't the highest quality of windows to begin with. okay? If the windows are drafty, there's not a lot that can be done in that sense other than replacement of the windows if it is something that is a concern. If she wanted to go that route with it. I'm not saying it needs to be done, and it's just kind of one of those things where it is what it is, okay? There is some water damage on the ceiling in the garage nearest the skylight. I think Aaron had pointed that out too. Everything that I checked on there looked to be in good shape. Again, some of the mortar around some of the skylight just needs to be resealed up on the roof, and I'll make that recommendation as I talked previously about that in the roofing section. But everything inside the house is presently dry, or inside the garage is presently dry. The plumbing overall is in good shape. Two newer water heaters, it looks like they were installed probably, I would imagine about 4 years ago, based upon the serial numbers and everything. When you have gas burning appliances, newer gas burning appliances really should be outfitted with an inspection tag from the city, or a green tag that denotes that the unit was installed in compliance to code of the day. I don't say one has to be installed, but I do comment on when one's not present, okay? And so both those water heaters. What does that mean? The green tag is an inspection tag by the city that says that it was inspected by the city when it was installed. I just comment that one is not there on the water heaters.
Some people get it, some people don't get it.
Yeah.
It does not mean that they were done incorrectly, but the city,
Well, let me expand on that. Let me expand on that. Because on both the water heaters, the flue pipes actually have level to negative slopes on both of them too, okay? So that's something that probably would have been caught by the city, I would certainly imagine. So those, I'm gonna recommend repairs at minimum to those areas. And then the one in the garage also has a real slight leak at the drain valve for the water heater too, okay? So we do have a couple of issues there that will need to be corrected as well, okay? With that being said, they're good water heaters. They're not inferior or lesser quality water heaters. These are things that just need to be corrected or addressed. Okay. The rightmost sink in the master bathroom is a bit slow draining. In the lower level bathroom, that sink is also slow draining in the lower level bathroom here. That might just be a little bit of hair or accumulation in the drains because Arnie did a sewer inspection. He didn't come across any issues. I have no reason to believe that it's any indication of any larger issues other than possible hair. Okay. A couple of the tub stoppers in the bathrooms are also damaged and not operating properly, and I'll comment on that. And then also some minor recalking in the master bathroom shower, and then also in the lower level bathroom shower. Okay. Just some resealing basically inside the shower areas. It's important that those areas are kept well sealed just in order to prevent water penetration from getting back behind the shower walls. Okay. The electric panel, we're in good shape. With the exception of, it is a full panel, and it sounds like was her HVAC contractor here going to do a refrigerator conversion, is that right? Okay. So he was probably talking about either adding an auxiliary panel or sub-panel.
he wanted his guy to look at it.
Okay.
He needed his guy to look at it.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Yeah, yeah.
In addition to that, there's one double lug breaker inside the panel. That's where we have 2 wires going into one breaker. That's now allowed. I went ahead and labeled which one that is.
Any determination as to where that was or what it's for?
No, because it was added.
Yeah.
Now, if they're going to add an auxiliary panel because that main panel is full, they can correct that issue at that same time too.
All right.
We do have one GFCI outlet. Those are the outlets with the test and the reset button, similar to what we have here behind me in the kitchen, which can provide ground fault protection for the bathrooms, the exterior, and the garage. We have one at the rear garage wall that doesn't trip when we test it. That's likely just a defective receptacle or device that can just be easily swapped or replaced out. Okay. The smoke detector also at the top of the stairs was not operational. That may just be a bad smoke detector. The other 2, one up upstairs hallway and one lower hallway were functional though. The fireplace were in good shape. The gas start was working fine. Damper was operational. No issues, no problems there. Okay. Kitchen appliances. Everything was functional. On this front rightmost burner, I had to light this one manually, and the striker or the igniter never came on, so that may just be an indication of a bad igniter on that. Okay. The heating systems, we're in good shape. Everything, again, relatively newer units, 2009, 2010. Just filters that are dirty. It need to be they're washable filters on both of them. Just need to be cleaned out.
All right.
On the swamp coolers, again, newer swamp coolers, the evaporative coolers, they are up and running. They're placed into service. I mentioned to also the duct inspector, Arnie, but the one going for the lower level, the duct is actually rusted through below the unit, and looking within the squirrel cage, it looks like there's some pretty heavy or significant rust as well. That may need to be pulled in order to be replaced or repaired, either or, okay?
I think that stuff is slated for departure.
Okay. It would be really at the discretion of, the homeowner, obviously, or the contractor performing the work, okay? That's it. So, just for your information, again, this is not the entire report. The written report will be all-inclusive. I've also given your mother some paperwork that I'll need your signature on. If you just want to either send that back to me, you can mail it back, or you can scan it and send it back to me. That would be great. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, everyone's got my card. You can give me a call. Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.